Hi friends, if you are watching this video, I'm going to show you some tips on how to solve partial products using 4x1 and 2x2. If you are in this group, you made some little mistakes and I want to make sure that you correct these so that you understand how to solve these problems. So the first one we're going to look at is 8,315, and then we're going to multiply that by 7. So when we're solving this, the first thing we want to look at is where we're going to start. So we're going to start in the ones place. So I'm going to make a big circle around that. And I'm going to say 5 times 7 equals what? Well, if I count by 5s, it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So if I count that 7 times, it'd be 35. When I go to the next one, I'm going to circle this, but I have to know that 1 is not a 1. It is actually in the tens place, so it's going to equal 10. So I'm going to do 10 times 7. And if I count by tens, I'm going to get 70. Now on this side over here, go a little bit more. On this side over here, I want to make sure I'm lining up those place values so that when I go to add, they are lined up and I'm not adding the wrong place value. So I'm going to go to the next one. So for this 3, remember, is not a 3, it's 300. So when I solve it over here, I'm going to do 300 times 7. And when I solve that, I can either count by 3s or count by 7s. I'm going to count by 7s. So 7, 14, 21. But I need to know that 2 is going to be in the thousands place. So I need to move it over just a little bit so I have room for those 2 zeros to be in the right place value. So the last one we're going to look at is our thousands place. We're going to draw a purple right around that. Knowing that that 8 is not just an 8, it is 8,000. And this is a mistake that I saw on a lot of friends' papers. They would write 8,000 over here, times it by 7, but then when I went over here, they put it in the wrong place value. So sometimes you might want to do your zeros first. So I see 3 zeros. Make those. And then I know 8 times 7 is 56. So that 56 is going to be in that 10,000s place. That 5 is in the 10,000s, the 6 is in the thousands. So I'm going to make sure I have my commas here so you can check them. And then when I go back, I'm going to add these all together. But again, I want to make sure that I have these lined up correctly. Otherwise, when I add them, they're not going to be added correctly. So if I do 5 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, I'm going to get 5. If I do 3 plus 7, I'm going to get 10. So I'm going to put my 0 down and I'm going to carry my 1. If I do 1 plus 1 plus 0, that's 2. Don't forget my comma. Then I have 2 plus 6. That would be 8. And then 5 all by itself is going to be 5. So the only thing you really need to make sure when you are doing this is making sure that you have the same number of zeros over here as you do on this side, unless you're multiplying by 5. So the 5 is where it's going to change that. So you may have an extra 0 over here if you're multiplying by 5. But since we had 5 times 7, we're going to end with a 5. So we did not have that extra 0. So please make sure you are doing that.